I'm using regular coffee grind. Nothing special about it. This is just one I really enjoy. I made sure that every single edge of the steak was perfectly covered with it. The next important thing is to make sure we have air circulate all the way around. So for that, I laid it down on a cooling rack and into my refrigerator it goes for 24 hours. For the next steak, we're going to be doing a little bit different. Of course, we're also using coffee, but this one, as you can see, I'm mixing it with a little bit of water. And here's my thought. Usually when you dry brine a steak, the salt penetrates deeply into the meat. So that is exactly what I'm going to be doing with this one. I went ahead and added a good amount of salt to the slurry. Then I mixed it all together to ensure that the salt was fully dissolved. I even added more salt. I want this thing to be a nice salty brine. In the end, I was left with this, a very interesting muddy solution. The next step you already know, which is applied everything onto the steak. Just like the previous steak, I made sure to add a good amount. As the steak is aging in the refrigerator, the salt will create osmosis, which will allow the slurry to penetrate deeply into the meat, maybe making it the most incredible steak in the world. That is for us to find out real shortly if this is gonna work. So now that I have it ready, into the refrigerator it went for 24 hours. Now our next two steaks, we're gonna be treating it a little bit more traditional. As you already know, one of the best things you can do on a steak is to dry brine it. You see, the first thing that it's gonna happen is the salt will draw out moisture from the steak. Now here's the key part. You gotta give enough time so that that briny solution goes back into the steak, seasoning the whole thing perfectly. So into the refrigerator you went for 24 hours. This is what the 24 hours dry-aged coffee one looked like. The next thing to do is to remove all of the extra coffee. So I scraped everything as much as possible. And it does not matter how much you try, you're not gonna be able to take everything out. But after about 15 minutes, this is what I was left with. 24 hours coffee dry-aged steak. And hopefully it's going to taste fantastic. Now remember, this one has no seasoning at all. So I went ahead and got it fully seasoned with a good amount of salt, followed by freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder. Now the question is, how will the coffee affect the steak? Because remember, we also have a few others. And this is the coffee slurry. Notice that the salt did not penetrate the fat area, but at the same time you can clearly see that it did to the meat. So the next step was to go ahead and remove everything out. Whatever the slurry was gonna do did already, so I made sure to take everything out. For the seasoning I went with no salt, only black pepper and garlic powder. Hopefully the slurry got it nice and salty already. Well, we'll find out real shortly, as we still have our two traditional steaks. And when you dry brine them, look, they become a lot more red. That's because the salt penetrated deeply into the meat. Now for this very first steak here, we're gonna be doing a coffee rub. So I started with coffee grounds, followed by garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, and black pepper. Mix everything well because that's it. The only thing left was to apply it onto the steak. Now lastly, we're going to have a control. This one I only added freshly ground black pepper and garlic powder, nothing else. That way we're going to be able to find out how much more the coffee actually improves the steak. Talking about that, now that I have all of my steaks ready, the only thing left to do is to go ahead and cook them. I'll first be putting a nice beautiful sear. Once that's done, I'll be cooking them in indirect heat until I reach an internal temperature of 135 degrees Fahrenheit. And for that, I'll be using my wireless thermometers. So now I say it is enough talking and it is time to cook them, so let's do it. Alright everybody, here we have our beautiful steaks. Are you ready, Angel?
Should I guess which one is the control?
Yes, absolutely. Which one? Come on. How do you know there's a control, first of all?
Because there's 4 steaks.
Exactly, there's always a control.
I know it's either going to be this one or this one.
Exactly, so let's go with this one here first then.
So it's this one, huh?
Just to throw you off, yeah? You ready for it? You always have to have a base so that you know exactly what you're looking for. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, let's find out right now. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
What is that?
That's the control.
That is the control, everybody. Nice, beautiful steak, juicy, tender. Nothing else to say. What else are you going to say about that?
Good crust.
Yeah, excellent crust.
A little bit too good.
A little too good. This is our base, and we're going to look forward from here. You ready? All right, go for it. Very second one. Cheers, everybody. Oh, wow.
That's a completely different flavor profile. I don't enjoy it.
You know what I think it is? I think that the simplicity of salt, pepper, garlic powder was taken away from the steak, and it has a little bit too much of different kind of flavor, and that's why you don't enjoy it that much.
Well, whatever the flavor is, it got deep.
Got it?
Like it got into the steak compared to the regular one. I don't enjoy that
You're
one
a simple
as
man.
much.
You like salt, pepper, garlic powder. That's it.
Something light. Just something light.
Sometimes when you put too much stuff on the steak, everybody, you completely change the steak profile, and that is sometimes not a very good thing.
This one,
Not Angel's favorite.
not the best.
Here, to wash out your pellet, I got a
Oh.
little, you see that?
Is that bacon?
Yes, sir.
Don't mind if
Bacon, garlic,
Don't mind if
potato.
I do.
Yes, clean up your pellets. Tell me about that one.
that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that's real good. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I know. Very nice potato, very well balanced, and I will say extremely bacony. Okay, let's go for the next one, Angel. I'm excited to find out this one. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, next one. Cheers, everybody. So different.
What the hell is going on here?
Wow, wow, wow.
You know what the thing is?
I'm actually enjoying this one. How about you?
The thing is, I think I know exactly what it is.
Really? What do you think it is?
Coffee.
Yes,
The coffee?
it is coffee. Correct.
You can taste it.
Oh, I like this one quite a bit.
I'm still sticking with the control.
You're still sticking with the control? This one here is super nice. Gave a nice, wonderful flavor. I really enjoyed this one, everybody. If you're wondering if it works, it works because it gives a little bit of that coffee flavor. I like it.
You feel the coffee flavor, but you feel it like in the back end of your mouth.
Yeah.
You don't feel it like right in your face, like boom, like coffee. It's there, it's constant, but it's very low key.
All right, let's go, Angel. The very last one. You go first, my friend. I'm excited for this one here. You ready?
I'm scared, man.
I don't know how does it feel for you to cut, but mine felt very tender. How about yours?
It's not like a pineapple marinated,
Uh-huh.
but it's pretty soft.
It's pretty tender, right?
You could literally see the fibers coming apart.
I have good feeling about this one. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Oh, man. I'm not sure if I like it or if I hate it.
I don't like it.
That's what we're talking about. Honesty is number one.
I had to think about it, but I was like, am I rocking with this or am I not rocking with this right now?
I feel the taste in my nose.
Yeah,
Do you feel it in your nose?
that's what I was trying to mention on
Yeah.
the last one too. It's like on the back end of your mouth.
It comes up.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's weird. I guess since it's coffee and you're so used to
How
smelling
about the
it,
last one is coffee?
you could taste it. bro.
Yeah, the last
You
one.
could
yeah.
taste it.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm with you on this one. I don't enjoy it that much. It created a very unique flavor to the steak, and as you are tasting the steak, the coffee just comes up through my entire nose right here.
All of these have such an insanely different taste profile.
I agree 100%.
Like the control is the best.
Absolutely.
Like it's the greatest thing on earth right now.
The Control is the winner for this steak, everybody. Unlike the Whiskey 24 Hours Dry Aged Steak, which was a great success, the Coffee 24 Hour Steak, not so much.